Call this meeting of the Parks and Rec Commission to order. And our first order of business is to welcome our new board member. And Jamie, we have Jamie Gade.
Yep.
Okay. And would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you chose to be on the commission?
Yeah, well, thank you. My name's Jamie Gade, and I've lived in North Liberty since, December of 2020. We bought our home like a lot of other people bought their homes that year. But I am working at Johnson County Public Health right now, mostly work in health assessment, health improvement planning. But yeah, I just know the connection between, the built environment and having spaces where you can have, healthy choices being made. And I enjoy using the trail myself and going to the park myself. So yeah, I'm just excited to see what this is all about and see what work you've been doing and trying to catch up a little bit here and there. But I'm sure I'll learn a lot as we go through this.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Going to introduce themselves. So we're glad to have you. We have Jeremy Parrish is returning. We have two people that he's returning as to the board, and he's not here tonight. So we're glad that he's going to continue to be with us. Next order of business are the minutes. Everybody had a chance to read the June 2nd.
Apologies for the late turn-in of the minutes. I thought I saved them, and indeed I did not. So I got to watch the whole meeting all over again.
No.
So kudos to the recording staff for making
You
that.
loved
Well,
every minute of it.
Loved it. Loved it. I really appreciate the public transparency on the website.
No apologies necessary. I'm sure many of us have just read them in the last few hours. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Can I move to approve my own minutes?
Sure.
Okay. I move.
Motion. Do I hear a second?
I second it.
Any discussion or any necessary changes to the minutes? Mhm. Any objection to unanimous consent? Minutes are approved as read. Okay. Okay, I guess we're ready to move right on to Mr. Guy over here with the Parks Report and his beautiful pictures.
Yes, I hope.
We apologize to the public out there. You're not able to see the nice pictures that go along with our report, but we hope you do go around the city and look at the things that are being done.
There you go. Good evening, everyone. I'll just start going down my list of things we've completed this past month. We perform various building maintenance tasks as needed. We maintain all of our equipment, our ball field equipment, our mowing and trimming and landscaping equipment. We continue to maintain the ball fields and facilities. The season I think is nearing end or has ended, but we spent a lot of time weekend tournaments and weekly games with NLCBS, the Town League. Continue to mow about 275 acres of turf grass weekly. Trimming has really increased because of the weed pressure this time of year. The crews trim back overgrowth along the entire bike trail from Penn Street to Forever Green Road. We have to do that a couple times a year just to keep the overgrowth off the trail. Our landscaping crews have been very busy with the weeding and watering. We treated several of the roundabouts because they had an infestation of grasshoppers and caterpillars. We're eating away on the plants. Continue to water all the new plants and trees daily. We've been spending quite a bit of time with that during the hot weather we've been having. Luckily, we've been getting some nice rains here lately. Just as an FYI, and this is mainly for council because they're the ones who make a lot of these decisions, but the benefit of adding in amended soils, we've been adding in modified soils that grow plants much better into our landscapings, and that's been done during initial design, and we've implemented those in some of our roundabouts, and you can really tell the difference. So it's paying off. Our first,
Roundabouts as well as the medians? Or do you-
yeah,
do
the
you do
medians
the
too,
medians?
getting the amended soils, like out here, the amended soils, just got amended soil, roundabouts. Yeah, just plants grow a lot better in it. It takes a little less water and things stay looking nicer.
More area for you to take care of.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Our forestry crew removed 2 large ash trees due to the invasion of the emerald ash borer. One of them was at Cornerstone Park. You're going to start seeing a lot more ash trees that are going to start declining and dying.
When we remove a tree, does the city have any policy where you remove one and you plant one somewhere? Or is
No.
it just a kind of a larger overall plan in terms of our tree?
Yeah. Now if it were, excuse me, if you were a business, there would be some regulations
Oh,
on
okay.
what has to be planted. So many trees per parking stall.
Oh, really?
Normally, yeah.
I didn't know
There's
that.
an ordinance on that, but as far as homeowner, no.
Okay.
No, wait, I think her question was though about the city. If the city takes down a tree.
Oh, the
their
city takes down a
property.
tree? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you,
I thought you were
sorry,
talking
I
about
thought you
yourself.
were responding to that. No, if,
Personal
when I
self.
say we, if the city does, like when you have to take down a tree that's
Yeah.
dying or for whatever reason, then are we, the city, automatically putting up or putting another tree or?
Not necessarily,
Thank you.
because when these trees, sometimes it's good to thin out trees so the other ones can come in. So we have to evaluate that to see if it's appropriate to plant a tree because the trees around them are bigger than when they were initially planted. But we plant a certain amount of trees every year. So if it looks like we should plant a tree back there, we will.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Let's see here. Of course, I've been attending multiple meetings, which I've had this past month, such as the Community City Roof Pre-Con meeting we had, the Dubuque Street project, that's still ongoing. The St. Andrews Drive, that was like the roundabout from a year and a half ago. We're just going over some warranty plans that they're going to replace for us. So I had that meeting. It's been through Centennial Park. I don't know if you've driven the Loop Road yet. We put up new speed limit signs out there. So we're changing the ordinance from 15 miles per hour in our parks down to 10 miles per hour in our parks. I met with our police department and we thought that might be the most appropriate speed. I know it's slow, but it's definitely been keeping the folks out at Centennial Park on the backside, south side there. They had a lot of concerns about the speed of traffic around there. So I think it's helped. Not saying it will cure everything, but it's helping. At Babe Ruth Field, that was a project with the school. They built a storage shed. However, they only did a certain portion of it. This month, we had a concrete ramp poured. We had a standing seam roof put on it. And just getting it ready for, we're gonna get the siding on it. We just things I'd like to get done prior to my seasonal staff leaving, but right now we're concentrating on blues and barbecue, so maybe after that we'll work on the shed. The Liberty Center pond fountain had electrical issue, we repaired that. Park staff cleaned the waterfall area at Liberty Center. We added some new stone in there to kind of enhance the area. It's been a while since we've kind of cleaned that and enhanced it. Of course, Pin Meadow Splash Pad has been very busy this past month just because of the heat. Everything seems to be going well there. We clean and tidy that daily. Staff perform monthly playground inspections. So far, so good on that. There's a few parts we've had to replace here recently. The big one has been the buckling of the concrete trails. When we get all this heat and expansion, you'll start seeing buckling of concrete. Sometimes you'll see, areas that are just totally buckled up. We go in there and we try to save it. We'll saw the crack and get it to lay back down. If that doesn't work, we have to actually have concrete replaced. But that's been kind of a big one this last month. We've had a few areas that had to be repaired. And you got to get on those right away because it's one of those things when you're riding your bike down it, you don't necessarily see it and you're not used to it. You can hit it pretty quickly. Penn Meadows Park, I think it's our last old playground. Yep, it's our last old one that we had. It's the old wooden structure. We removed it.
Oh, it was removed?
Yeah.
We
Oh.
removed it.
kind of sad.
I mean, yeah, that was old school. Was that from the 90s?
Probably.
Felt like my childhood. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's old. Just,
Yeah. A little bridge.
Was
you
this
know,
circa
like that,
1990?
still had the old metal slides on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
was that just like aged out or?
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't really meet the standards, current standards.
A little dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vibrant.
Maybe in the future, but right now, no. At the time we put in the new one at Penn Meadows Park on the north side, that was the replacement for this. It's just we
Never had taken it out.
haven't taken it out. So, yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get over my, but you left the swing set though, right?
Yeah, the swing set and the Bigfoot slide's still there.
Okay, and then you left all the like wood chips and everything.
Yeah,
So is it
that's-
just going to be like an empty wood chip zone?
Yeah, we're gonna repair that area in, probably dig it out and put some topsoil in and seed it. That was our plan.
What's like the timeline on that?
We'll see.
It's cool. I mean,
Yeah, I mean maybe fall.
okay,
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
I'll forgive you. It's cool.
Yep. Maybe I should have said it after.
It's not going to take minutes after this.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Here's your house.
Maybe she could buy it. We could sell it to her.
Yeah.
No, not that much. Not that much.
All right, moving on. We installed new benches at the playground near the library. The library had, I think they had somebody kind of donate some money or something to pay for some benches, but they're smart benches. They talk to you and they have solar panel on the
Solar
seat.
panel.
Oh, my.
What
They light up.
You can charge your phone.
You can charge your phone off of them. Yeah, from the solar.
No, come on.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't need my benches to talk to me.
What do they
Yeah.
say? Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think when it was we initially set them up and they were talking to us, but
BMI,
maybe,
like-
I don't know.
It was just
Yeah.
initial setup.
It was
but
talking to
Be
us.
a big run down to the library to
Yeah.
check these out right now.
They're
That
loitering.
charging feature's nice though.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
People aren't walking or, yeah.
So we poured some concrete pads and then installed those on top of it. Yeah.
So if you need somebody to talk to, just go to the.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that though, the first time it does it, and you go,
It's real creepy. God, it's the city of the future.
So we installed some benches and we removed some benches. So we pulled some benches out of various parks, the ones that were starting to rust, and we're going to take those in and get sandblasted, powder coated, and then we'll replace them back in where they came from. But they were getting to the point where they need something done. We treated all of our ponds this month. We started to see some algae blooms. So we put in some beneficial bacteria product, and it's really starting to clear them up. So it's a good thing. It's good for the pond. It's good for the health of the ecosystem of the pond. So occasionally it's expensive, but occasionally we'll throw that bacteria in. I don't know if any of you use our dog park.
I do every day.
All right, good deal. So we have implemented new locks on the gates.
That was pretty lonely there for a while.
So our registrations have really just skyrocketed this month. So what we're trying to do is you're always supposed to have your dog registered, but the majority of people did not. So it's really not fair to the people who do register, and the area is just getting beat up, and so in no way to compensate for it. So the locks, I think, are really helping. Any comments on the locks?
Actually, I mean, I think was those moments of people coming up to it and then going, and then, the dogs
Yeah.
going, what's the deal? How come I can't get in?
Yeah.
The whole inclusion thing. But I think the one feedback I did get was people were asking if there was a way for visiting people to have like a 1-day pass or a 2-day pass. I did hear that a couple times.
Yeah. We've heard that too. I think that's something we're gonna have to work out internally, how we can work the payment part of that in.
So I guess the dog park in Iowa City does that. I don't know if that's
Okay.
a model to use, but,
Yeah,
and then the only other thing too is about water up there.
right.
I don't know if you guys have,
We don't have water is when development happens.
that's kind of what I said.
Yeah.
but-
And we thought about maybe having a potable water tank out there, but security, I don't know. And I think it'd have to be stainless steel because I've heard the dogs won't even drink it because of the plastic taste.
Yeah,
So right now, we've just been asking people to bring their own water.
it works fine. Everybody brings up like a gallon and leaves it, and it works fine.
As soon as development, which could be a number of years away, who knows, but we don't have any kind of utilities through there yet at all.
Sure.
No water, no sewer. So, but yeah, that would, if, once that happens, that's gonna be one of the first things we do. to get
I do
water.
think the signs are really helpful, the ones that you guys put up there or somebody put up there. I thought those were really helpful, and people actually, once they understand it, and they understand there's maintenance and there's costs and it's
Yeah.
beautiful and,
Yeah.
you know, there's safety issues, I
Mhm.
think people get it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, very good. Thank you. Moving on to tree planting, we planted 12 new trees at West Lakes. That was part of the Mid-American Trees Please grant that we apply for annually. So we did that a number of years back. We planted 12 trees, and then we did another 12 trees this year. So we're just kind of trying to fill in around that pond with trees. So that's done. The pictures are the best thing on this one. The Optimist Club of North Liberty
Yeah.
installed Veterans Memorial Flag Display at Centennial Park. The flags will be flown on certain holidays to honor our veterans. And that's actually kind of in the location of where we might have a permanent memorial for veterans in the future. So we thought that might be a good spot to kind of put that
And
in there.
we can remind people, they can go to the website and go to our the meeting agenda, and the attachment is there if you want to see the pictures.
Yeah.
You can, get to those on the website. Just go to the Parks and Commission meeting agenda tonight and click on the attachment, and then part of the attachments, the pictures will be there.
That's right. Sounds good. I just have a few things left. Our staff attended a human trafficking awareness class. It's just something that they want people who are working the public to maybe be a little more aware of things that might be going on around them. The DNR Free Fish Weekend was held on June 4th at Liberty Center Pond. I think the attendance might have been down a little bit, but that was the same day as the kite.
Make kites.
At Centennial Park.
Event.
And of course, planning continues for Blues and Barbecue, which is this Saturday. We've been working out there for the last few days nonstop, trying to get things set up. It's really fallen into place. The layout is flip-flop this year, so the stage used to be you'd look south to see the stage. Now you're gonna look north to see the stage.
Oh.
And the reason why we're doing that is because we were working on the design for the new amphitheater, and it's actually gonna face south. So we wanted to try out that layout. So I think it's actually looking pretty decent. So, but anyway, that's all I have. Unless you have any questions that you might want to ask me.
Do they still need volunteers? I signed up for, if they still
I
need
think
people.
I think maybe like on Sunday during teardown
Okay,
would be a good time to come.
all right.
I think that starts at 8.
Because there was a sign-up sheet online that you could
Yeah.
sign up for, so
Yeah.
if people wanted to sign up for that.
Yeah, you could still probably look and see, if you wanted to. I'm sure they could. There's probably areas that could use some people yet. So
Always good to plug that.
Yeah.
Another big community
Yeah.
event. Everybody works together to pull that
I
pull that off.
got a couple questions. Of course, because I wasn't here last month, now I kind of feel like I'm out of the loop. Still short-staffed?
no, actually, we fulfilled all of our spots.
Awesome.
They came in late, but we finally filled all of our spots.
Awesome.
Pretty young crew, so most of them are like first year college age, so we might get some back next year. So it just seems like when they start thinking about they need a job, it seems to get later and later. So it was like mid-June or not mid-June, but yeah, about mid-June before I filled everything. So
So
Yeah.
As we are adding the medians and more
Yeah.
landscaping care, are you stretched to do that? Are you
yeah,
asking for more help?
yeah, we'll be asking
In the
for more
future?
help for future.
It
So,
just seems like we're adding, I don't know how many feet or
yeah.
quarter mile or whatever.
All this out here is new. All this, the tunnel,
Yeah.
the boulevard, the medians. So this takes a lot of time.
My other question was about the Liberty Center Pond. Have you guys ever considered putting a parking lot in there, like along Cherry Street? Like, it always just seems like there's so many people
Yeah.
parked there, or like, there could almost be, like, on that south side of the pond especially, like, more room for facilities, whether that be, more benches, parking. I didn't know if that was
Yeah, I
ever,
don't know easement wise there, if that would allow that. Because right now there's just those, what, maybe 8 feet between that and the trail.
the sidewalk, sure.
Yeah. And of course, everything else is built around now. We don't, everything's, yeah.
Sure, couldn't go to
We
the
don't
outside,
have
sure.
any space at all. We used to kind of use that empty lot on the east side there to access for maintenance and stuff, but we can't even do that anymore.
Sure.
Just get squeezed in.
Brings up a thought, about marking parking spaces, so people park more evenly instead of just,
Oh,
would
randomly.
the city ever do anything like that?
Why don't you?
Possibility, maybe.
Because people hodgepodge there and there's
Yeah.
small gaps, big gaps, and,
Oh, like we do at some of the ponds, like off Jones.
well, just like white
the little
painted
lines.
park,
Yeah.
painted line
Yeah.
spots, so
Well,
people
that's
will
actually a
park.
notch out for
Oh,
parking.
that is. It's got its
Yeah.
own.
But just on the street, if there would be painted
Yeah.
parking spaces, then people, it might be
Yeah.
a little, it's busy, but
Really picked up parking on there is since the DNR started stocking trout in
Yeah.
it. So spring and fall, we get a big batch of trout fishermen that
Right.
park there. Of course, this year it seems like there's been a lot of people fishing it. So yeah, there's always someone parked there.
And it's cool to see the guys out there with the little remote control sailboats.
Yeah,
It's actually really
Yes.
cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
They have a blast.
yeah, down there at it. Another part about our great parks is stay close to home, a lot of things to do, a lot of neat parks. Any
How's the
other-
tennis courts and pickleball courts holding up?
Very good. Yeah, very good.
There's a lot of pickleballers.
Oh yeah, yeah. Pickleball. That was definitely a worthy project to cut or to take half of our tennis courts to make them into pickleball. It's used daily. Yeah, I mean, there's probably 30 plus people there every
Oh,
day.
yeah, used to
Mhm.
really.
do
Is that anything
pickleball.
we'd ever enclose or?
I don't know if that
They
site
would
would
love
be.
you to do
I
that.
know
Yeah.
they would.
I don't know if that site would. I think it'd be a new facility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, there's a lot of people there. They're there at
Yeah.
night and everything. I mean, they're.
Well, and not to sound rude, but that is something that as you age, that is a real, I mean, not everything is a splash pad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know. I think that- well, yeah, life is not a splash pad, yeah.
Wow.
But that, yeah, looking at, I think we've done a lot of.
I know, I
Looking
just
at
Multiple interests in
meeting the needs
in
of
our parks.
multiple, yeah,
No,
meeting the
I'm
needs
just
of the
saying that as
community,
that
and
older
that's why we're here to keep
That's right.
bringing up those, what
That's
are the
right.
ideas and
Hey,
the
what are you
needs.
saying? We're here to, like the older crowd.
We, this collective group
Okay,
the
it's all right.
people here.
Is it on the city's radar at all to make another
We have.
netted sports, let's call it?
Yeah. We.
Tennis, pickleball?
Internet supports.
We're trying not to get too far ahead with what I'm saying, but
Oh, I'm
we
so sorry.
are looking at additional park ground that we're trying to concentrate on that to obtain that before we can't obtain it anymore.
Sure.
So that's what's more on the near horizon, and Centennial Park. That's the big one
Sure,
that we're
sure.
trying to get done in the next couple of years.
Is that still kind of the timeline for the amphitheater and Centennial?
Like I
next
say,
couple
it's
years?
under design right now. We're looking at, there's a certain grant. It's called not Vision Iowa, but it's an Iowa grant that
Great
we're
places.
going to apply for. Destination Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Destination Iowa grant. So we're really trying to get a design together so we can apply for that. And if that happens, then, once we have the design, we have something to take out to show for fundraising. That's where the next step's going to fall in, this fundraising for this. So
But that's an amphitheater.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be for,
yeah, it'd be amphitheater slash enclosed shelter, not shelter, but it's a
venue,
venue place. Yeah.
indoor venue along with an
300-400
outdoor
people
stage area.
inside, yeah. And then along with that, we're looking at a 5,000 square foot splash pad to go along with that whole theme there. So that's what we're really working on right now. And some more park property out there by Penn Street.
Does the city qualify, the state just released those, is it nonprofit innovation grants? They're $500,000 up to $2 million and they're shovel-ready projects. And I know 501c3s qualify. Do municipalities qualify? It just dropped. It's a rolling deadline. I'm just always looking for, if there's money to build, and it's exactly what it's for and you just have to be serving more Iowans in terms of numbers or serving or increasing your quality of service. I don't know. I should know who writes grants for the city or who.
Tracy does
Tra-
the
does she?
majority of it.
Tracy and Angela has
Angela's
been
starting
kind of
it.
doing some of it too.
Yeah, I
So
just wondered if
Probably staying on top of what's out there.
you're probably aware of that. Yeah.
yeah,
Anything else, Guy?
please come out
Appreciate
Saturday.
it. Yep.
So,
I want everybody.
oh, the weather's supposed to be really
Barbecue,
nice.
Good weather.
Humidity's supposed to be down. No rain, so should be a good time.
Thanks, Guy. Good report.
Thank you.
Now we're ready to move on. Shelley?
Well, I don't know where June went. It just seemed like we were thinking about opening the pool and Memorial Day weekend, and now we're already into July. So I don't know where the month went. It started out with, like Guy mentioned, I helped with the Mega Kites Let Love Fly event out at Centennial Park. Beautiful weather for that, and the kites were able to get up in the air and was well attended. We also started the new rec program, Play Outdoors, and that's why I was gone last Thursday. It was every Thursday in June that we offered it at different pond locations. And the main goal there was we were trying to promote the games and equipment that we have that people can check out from the rec center.
Can
And
you give us like a little overview of what types of things you can check out from the rec center?
like a 4-way volleyball net, classic yard games like croquet, bags, the rolling
Bocce.
dice, bocce ball. We do have fishing poles that people can rent from the rec center. Volleyball. A couple other kind of group paddle ball games. Speed mitten, which is you don't need a net, but it's basically hitting the different shuttlecocks just back and forth to each other, just with the paddles and the shuttlecocks. I'm trying to think what else. Brian, help me out here.
And Shelley, what's the process? You
Just come into the rec center and
do you have to show an ID or what? to
no,
check it out?
we just have a little name, address, phone number to put down. So then we ask that you just come and get it to use it for the day or maybe 2 days at the most. So then it's not checked out the entire time and no one else can utilize it. So it's just checking it out, and just we take your contact information just in case it's been a couple days that we've noticed that it's not returned, that we can get that back.
Neat.
So how much utilization are you seeing?
Well, we started it actually last year, and geez, I don't even know if I think it was more of internal programs last year that were using it. Like the library had a couple programs and did it, maybe Rexters. And then this year, with a promotion of it and getting the word out a little bit more, it has increased. I have not gone through the checkout
we
book
have, yeah,
to
we want
see how many exactly.
Families and get-togethers to take
No,
advantage.
that's really cool. Yeah, because it's so much better than having to buy something that you don't use that frequently and store it. It's great.
I guess one of the big ones is an agility, kind of like an obstacle course with cones and different
Whoa.
under and over. That's one of the more popular ones.
That would be
Takes a little
great
more
for
time to work,
birthday
set up,
parties.
but
Yeah, or for the moms groups and stuff that they get together for the play. That
Yeah.
would be great for them. Yeah, it's cool.
yeah, we'll continue to do that. And just, again, we were trying to promote that as much as possible, that we do have that equipment to check out for this last month, in the month of June. So actually with that, we did on a couple of them join in with the neighborhood ambassadors at a couple different locations, and it just helped getting those individuals involved. One was out at Fox Valley, and they pursued having Kona Ice out there, which, anything
Yeah.
would draw. The other one just put a lot of snacks and drinks available to those that came out.
Fire truck.
Fire truck was out there. So working with them also helped. And then basically all we did is go around, set up the games, and then just let people know that, did you realize that these are available for checkout? And some knew, some didn't know. And so just help get the word out.
Good.
As Guy mentioned too, meetings, human trafficking, Centennial Park design, and then our first roof replacement meeting. On that, the total roof replacement project will not start until August 1st. There's some product delays. Just waiting for them to get in. Once they were awarded the project, they ordered them, but now it's just waiting to get all the materials in. So right now, August 1st will be the target date of when they'll start that work.
Do they think they'll have it done before the weather hits in the fall, winter?
Yep, substantial completion was about a month, I
Yeah.
thought they said.
Oh.
If,
If
you know,
all-
the weather.
yeah.
It depends
And
on supplies and weather.
Yeah.
And then final was closer to November.
Yeah, I think it was shortly first week of November, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
So,
Hopefully
so
knock on
yeah,
wood,
Yeah,
hopefully
knock on
goes
wood.
well.
things go well. And it, on top of it, T&K Roofing was awarded the project, and they're the ones that have helped us button down the hatches, I guess you say. They also did the snow rails project. So they're aware of our issues, and hopefully we'll make that go smooth and quick as well, having those guys on board. We worked on fall programming for September through December, and that fall activity guide registration will begin the first week in August, and it will go out to public probably middle of July. So that will be upcoming here real soon. We opened the outdoor pool on June 4th. Ashley and her staff were busy with swim lessons, outdoor swim times, and pool rentals all during the outdoor pool. The indoor pool remains busy with lap swimmers, aqua fitness classes, and then evening swim lessons are moved inside. We did have a little bit of a hiccup on June 26th. The outdoor pool, we had some flooding into our electrical conduit and pumps. So that is why the play feature, the main big dumping bucket play feature of the outdoor pool, is down right now. It was determined and started on Sunday, June 26th. We did have the outdoor pool closed due to that flooding of the electrical conduit, and then we opened up the pool itself back on Tuesday, the 28th. But that main play feature is still inoperable until we get a new pump. Why we're doing that, basically, for that whole play feature, you have your pump, your strainer, a shutoff valve, and we're going to replace everything all at once. So we're hoping that might be next week. So we will be down a day to do that work. So more to come on that. If you see, why is the outdoor pool closed for a day? That's probably why, is we're going to get
Kinda-
that back up and running.
Kind of assuming it's been, attendance has been good, the pool's been busy,
Pool's been busy, especially on the hot, warm
you-
days.
and you with staffing, are you staffed?
Staffing, Ashley is very comfortable. From the latest I've talked to her, that she says things are going good.
Because then you offered extended hours, did
Yeah.
you, 4th of
Yeah,
July
for
weekend? or
4th of
whatever?
July.
Was
Mhm.
that
Yep.
probably well received, I'm guessing?
Yep.
With the weather, that's good,
And it's all weather dependent.
yeah.
So. So like I said, we'll hopefully get that feature back up and going within this week, next week, I guess should say. Rest report is basic information. The database numbers there. You can see there we did have an increase of 544 individuals, and basically a big part of that would be probably a lot of people getting their pool passes, is what I'm assuming for that jump. We had about 56 registered participants in the aqua programs, and then a lot of that also, they accept drop-ins, so you see some of the revenues there. The first summer swim lesson session, we had 323 participants. So again, swim lessons continues to be definitely in demand and will continue and has been since I've been here, has always been.
I had a question about that.
Yep.
So if we see such high demand for the swim lessons, why do we offer the private lessons?
Actually, the private are fill up faster than the group lessons.
But wouldn't we get more people through if we made it all group lessons and no private lessons?
Yes and no. I'll have to ask Ashley. We've always offered both private and the group.
Sure. Well, I know that. Well, Amy and I were talking about
Yeah.
that like the swim lessons sell out like that. So
Yeah.
plenty of people want them. Just curious why.
And
why,
then again, both
it just
group-
in the
yeah.
in the effort of trying to get more people swim lessons.
Private are more expensive.
You
So
know, is
again,
it a
trying to offer
revenue
that
thing, or-
as well.
or could we let the private sector handle the private lessons like Dive Ventures or whomever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can mention that to Ashley and see if we can.
Do Dive Ventures, I think they only offer group, don't they?
I don't know. I've never investigated, but
Good business
I'm
opportunity.
just thinking that about the why don't we have more? If we have capacity, why don't we get more people in the group lessons?
Yeah, because I definitely started to realize, like, I thought, oh, well, my son will do like level 1, level 2, level 3. I didn't realize, no, son will need to repeat level 1 again. Like that, like at least for my child, it's not a state progression, so we're gonna be in swim lessons for a long time. So it's not even like every child, but every child may need multiple runs at the.
Sure.
So, and I definitely saw like we were in like the most beginner level, and there was a wide range of like babies to, older preschoolers. So there was just like a lot of pressure in terms of a lot of different ranges of children. But yeah,
I'll discuss it with Ashley and see.
that would be awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
And if you can't, we understand, but it's just there's so many children in this city. Yeah.
Community of children. Yeah.
Moving on, league and sports. Summer brings tennis lessons. We had a total of 71. I don't know if you have any more information you want to mention on tennis lessons, Brian. Pee Wee soccer, 49 participants. Blast ball, 40 participants. And then the next thing there is, again, with summertime, is our big summer camp program. You can see the number of participants in that program. And then Night Riders is kind of for our teenage level, I guess you'd call it. They do a service project and then have, usually in the mornings, and then have a fun activity in the afternoons. But it's similar to the Rexter's summer camp, where they're at least some day having some fun activities and the other day doing a service project and biking all over town, doing their service projects. Let's see here. Tippy Toes Dance continues with 41 participants. That's a contract program we have going on that's been pretty steady for us. The Senior Connection lunches, had 120 meals for the month. We did offer at the beginning, the first Friday of the month, we did offer a community new pie picnic lunch out at Penn Meadows Park and did bingo. That was the first time doing that. Kind of trying to think if that was more of a city slate event, kind of just incorporate the whole community type picnic atmosphere versus just strictly the senior luncheon, but it went over well. Let's see here. You can see the revenues as far as season's pool passes, the daily fees, pool rentals, and concessions. Again, as weather permits, and hot as it's been, those are all substantial numbers and good numbers. Weight fee revenues are listed there, gym rentals, other type of rentals, just the amount of revenues we had taken in. I already mentioned the special event mega kites and let love fly. And basically my other information is just general information that I include unless you have any questions. I believe that's all I have.
Showing? I think we're seeing pretty much what do we call it, return to normal or whatever, a return to good usage
Yep.
of all the facilities. So
That is good,
Yeah.
yes. It's
Yeah.
good to see that.
that's good. Brian, as I've been in discussion, I heard a lot of discussions about as you're preparing for fall events and stuff, all this official shortage. Do you start right away, I assume?
We'll see how that,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I start right away, but they're all like doing baseball still and little kids'
Yeah.
baseball tournaments and stuff like that. So we'll see how that all plays out as we get closer to that time.
I
So,
know that's the big discussion around the state is officials. And so.
yes. And our programs are pretty tame on the officials, but a lot of officials just don't want to be officials anymore. So,
If anyone's so inclined, and I don't know, you can probably get on a website and find the training areas or whatever to get the official training. But that's something that I know that's important. It's important that for our activities to have appropriate people. We think we do. So we thank Shelley for that. And it does seem, the struggles when equipment breaks, everybody's, I'm sure the day the pool closes, you probably have people showing up at the, at the gate, but can't do, those
We don't
things.
like doing it.
Those things happen. Yeah, we don't like doing it, it's, any more than people are disappointed. So everybody's working hard. And I guess that's something Guy couldn't create a piece for, huh?
Maybe.
You're always rigging, he's always fixing things, but that's something pretty specialized, probably.
I definitely called out to all the other city departments
Did
when we found that flooded electrical. It's like, oh, that's not a good combination of things.
Because back when you removed the wooden playground equipment, I'm almost guessing, are you repurposing some of that wood or something for a project?
City bonfire, city s'mores event.
It ended up in our city brush pile.
Okay.
So it get
We
chipped
didn't
out.
bring- Not
Mulch.
need-
So
So it is
What about that
getting, sorry, it
good
is
old
getting
metal slide?
repurposed,
What
yeah.
happened to the metal slide?
we still have those down at our shop. So
Those are
There,
kind
if you
of
want
cool.
sentimental, you could go get
I
some
can go
mulch.
put it
that has-
there.
You could go get some mulch. that
Stick
has
it on my
part-
house.
Part of the swing,
Like
the
backyard.
playground equipment.
Do it on a
Oh.
retaining wall,
Yeah.
Wait.
Burn my legs.
yeah.
Memory of the 90s.
Okay, and we move on to new business. It's discuss whether we reorganize the board at this meeting or whether we wait to another
So I
meeting?
wanted to propose perhaps a new secretary. It has been a joy and a pleasure, but I think maybe someone else should be so blessed as to take the minutes for this meeting for the next year. Would someone be interested?
So I hear that as a motion that we reorganize the board.
Okay,
As
is
a
that,
push
okay,
to
I have a
reorganize
motion to reorganize the board to allow
At
someone
this-
else to take a secretary role.
At this meeting, I suppose that's appropriate. Anybody? or-
Question, are we discussing changing the board, all the board?
Structure, yeah,
Right.
like who's who.
Yeah, this
Chair?
The
if you
whole-
wanted-
yeah,
yeah,
gotcha.
why don't you-
was July.
Okay.
Okay,
I didn't
not
know if we were just
We
doing
can't
that.
do this side of the room. Can't do anything about them.
Brian.
Those are permanent name tags.
Okay, now we can move forward with restructuring the board. And so the first part, I guess, is to start with the chair of the board. Are there any nominations or change? Or
I'll nominate Richard.
I know, I second.
Yeah,
I'm,
I second.
yeah, we like you. It's good.
I'm very flattered. And if anybody else, if anybody else is so inclined.
Jamie, sure.
You wanna
I
take on the
would
lead?
nominate Richard. Yeah, I think love the commentary. It's
I think
great.
they're trying to-
Any objection to me sticking around?
I make a motion that we have Richard be the chair.
Okay.
I second.
All in favor?
Any objection? To unanimous decision. That was one of my trainings. I try to use that term, so. If not, I guess, like I said, you're stuck with me, so I appreciate it out there.
You do a great job.
Okay, yeah, stuck with.
Now we move on to secretary, which is,
And I, in spirit, would love to volunteer, but I did it one time when you were gone, and I sucked, and Sherry had to do it. So I'm just going to say that I do not have the talent to do the job. I would do it to help, but I am not good at it.
I don't mind typing.
You can do,
I really could. Yeah.
okay.
somebody, well,
I move for Jamie to be the new secretary position on the commission.
Welcome to,
I think that was
I
a
get some
second.
brownie points
second.
from everybody.
Yeah.
Any other nominations?
Let's make sure we get her a name tag though. So
Yes.
we know who she is.
Yeah.
Any objection to unanimous consent? Jamie being our secretary?
Thank
So-
you.
Yes, welcome. That is, yeah.
You can always watch the video after the fact too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
true.
have done that
Yeah.
occasionally to fill in things.
And if anyone is gone too,
I'll do it if you're gone.
Okay. Okay.
So then, yeah,
Sounds
because I have familiarity, so we'll just.
Perfect.
Sure.
Okay.
It's all right there, so, it's a matter of record, and we have good discussion, we have, we learn from these reports, and then we have questions, dialogue, that's good, but I think.
What you get for being the new person. You
Yeah,
you get to,
It's
you get to
okay.
take notes.
It works out.
and it is, we have a free-flowing group here, so. Any old business to
What
come
about
up?
did
I was
you
gonna say
check
vice
co-chair?
chair.
Vice
Oh,
chair.
co-chair,
chair.
co-chair, thank
Vice
you.
chair. That is
Gotta
open
remind you.
to.
We just
any-
can't let Shannon slide here. We gotta
Exactly.
make sure she.
I'll nominate Shannon for that.
and I'll second that.
pattern here.
There's a pattern.
There is.
Thanks for that nudge.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard a nomination and a second for Shannon to be co-chair. Any other nominations? Any objection to unanimous consent? Shannon?
Yay.
All right.
Someday we'll have to get those other three,
we will.
twisted around. Okay, okay, now, do we have any old business to, for the board? Think we-
I did, one thing I forgot to bring about the dog park. A lot of people have asked about the grass when I've been up there. And so I've tried to tell them, they will complain about it. And so I wondered if it would be helpful to post something like hey, I know we don't have grass, because it really doesn't matter. The dogs are fine. They don't
Yeah.
care. But I think some of the folks who are using it wonder. And I think it's more like just there's no one there that really can answer their questions.
I see.
So
We've had reports here lately that I don't know, the grass people have been more pleased with it, I guess.
well, I think, yeah, I mean,
There
to
is
me,
some
it-
covering, there is some
Yeah, there's
covering.
there's a lot of weed pressure there, but it's actually it's called knotweed, and it's really covered the area, but
Yeah.
it's a good ground cover. We're gonna try to slowly work that turf back to turf grass. So,
Do we have an email for these people that have?
well, they always send it to the pets email. Angela gets it and I get it, so we kind of front those complaints. But we haven't had a lot of complaints on the turf.
I think
So is
it's
that
more
something
like
recent?
people just, how you
Yeah.
stand around,
I
you're
didn't know
talking
if we
about your
could-
dog, you tell your name of your dog, you
Yeah.
tell the breed of your dog, and then you talk about the dog park. That's your,
I didn't know if you could email
just need-
everybody and kind of update them like, hey, this, we know it's like, because you said you had a bunch of new people.
Yeah,
and-
well, Angela's I think is kind of she's the one who fronts most of the
Okay.
emails. So.
Okay.
and I don't think, Brian, those are new people. I think
Oh,
there are
okay.
people that had been using the dog park
Yeah.
and did not understand that you really should have a tag and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those.
I was just thinking if those people all had emails, you could just shoot them an email and
Well,
everybody
there-
and say,
they do
hey,
have
Angela
our
does.
email.
She has all the
Okay.
emails that get
Got
sent, especially like when we change the code.
yeah.
We'll be sending out an email to just
Yeah.
those people that registered.
Yeah. So I don't know if,
They-
I'm just saying that, I forgot to say that earlier.
Yeah. So is this like recent, or is it just? I'm
Probably
just,
within the last 2 weeks,
Okay.
month.
yeah.
I actually think it does look better.
Yeah, it's filling in some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe what you need is a sign with other conversational topics posted.
Yeah.
Tired of talking about the same old thing? How about?
I'm working on my socialization.
Any,
A sign, I can't remember what it was, but it said something like, please be patient. Something to that effect. Maybe we could say, we're always working on the grass. It may look different at each visit. Thanks for your, I don't know,
Patient.
something
Well,
like that.
there are a lot of dog park communities out there that they basically have like 3 areas and they rotate that one's always gonna be closed. So one's always kind of getting repaired. But that's,
Don't be doing that.
Not ours.
Don't be doing that.
I understand that. But there's a certain price you have to pay for that.
Yeah, we don't want to pay that price. We're not into that.
Need the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, we encourage anybody,
It's
anybody
used,
to
the traffic, it just gets speed up.
stay informed, encourage other people to watch these meetings. They're replayed lots of times on TV, or I suppose an email address to city, parks, whatever, for, always looking for input. And that's exactly what, what this group does, is discuss and talk, we
We're just
quite
listening
often
for the
get
jokes.
solutions right away from anybody over here on this side.
Local government.
Please. Do we have anything else to come before them?
We're living our best
Tonight.
life.
Iowa.
Well, do I hear a motion to
A
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
And I second it.
And a motion and a second?
All right.
Any objection to unanimous approval of adjournment? So what, August 4th, next meeting? Put that on your
We'll get you
calendar.
a little sign.
We'll work on getting Jamie, well, yes, if she's going to take the minutes.
She's gonna take some
She
minutes.
gets
She
a name
needs, that
tag.
needs to be a
Right.
top priority.
We got to know who she
Thank you.
is.
Class dismissed.
Gosh, I swear I act out of it.